Hello to SPED 761. I've gotten several questions about journal entries, hours, what kind of hours you can count, those kinds of things. So I just wanted to provide some clarification on what that's going to look like and take a look at this. If you still have questions after watching this video, just shoot me an email with your specific kind of scenario and the questions you have about it. But the important thing during this semester that you have to think about is you have 150 hours that you have to meet, and that is 150 hours that you have access to students with high incidence disabilities. Okay, so those are going to be students with learning disabilities, speech language, autism, intellectual disabilities, kind of those areas. Okay, 150 hours. What does that look like? Those hours can be one-on-one. They can be in a resource room where maybe you're providing assistance or you're teaching directly. They can be in a general ed classroom. Even if you're in that general ed classroom just as support, or if you're the primary teacher in that general ed classroom and you have some students who are identified in your classroom, those hours can be counted. Okay. I had a question, can we count hours if we are on the job site or if we're doing one-on-one tutoring? Yes, if those students fall underneath that high incidence category, you can count those hours. Okay. One of the things that I really want to stress to you is to make sure as you're filling out your journal and you're counting those hours to really side by side with your journal be looking at the Appendix A practicum activities. Okay, I've got them pulled up here as well as the template for the journal, which I'm going to upload and you can access in the course materials. So you've got Appendix A program activities. For example, when we're looking at that, let's look at number 2, programming skills. Prepare daily lesson plans that reflect ongoing readiness, appropriate practices, extension, or review of curriculum objectives based on assessment results. So if you're doing some prep work to get ready to work with students with high incidence disabilities, add that in as an event that you've done, and when you fill out your journal, you're going to put over here in the right column, you're going to put 2, period, A, period, so that I know underneath number 2, programming skills, you have completed the A, preparing daily lesson plans. Okay? You can have a multiple number of activities within one journal entry. That's going to be probably pretty typical. Okay? So for example, with that one, I might also have underneath assessment 3A, demonstrate the ability to pace instruction to avoid moving too rapidly or too slowly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here underneath the event and I'm going to give some information on what I did. Okay, what did that look like? How did the students respond? What kind of issues did I run into? Don't give me 2 or 3 sentences about what happened that really doesn't give me any good background information or really show me that you're reflecting on what you're doing. Really reflect on what happened in the classroom, what worked, what didn't work. If you had questions, say, hey, this didn't go the way I wanted it to. What should I have done differently? Put that in there, okay? And I'll provide you some feedback on it. So that's kind of how you want to fill out that journal entry. And I really want to stress that you have that Appendix A program activities right there by your side all the time. And just as you do them, check them off so that you know you've completed that activity. I'm going to be doing the same thing on my end, checking off anytime I see you complete a program activity, practicum activity, to make sure that you've completed all of those in Appendix A. Okay? Again, if you have any questions about those journal entries, don't hesitate to email me. The important thing that you need to note, we'll go back to the course materials here, on the due dates. So you've got 8 entries that are due February 12th. That just allows me to give you some pretty quick feedback on how you're doing. And then 20 entries by March 12th. And then you're going to complete the rest of those. So you've got about, 22 entries left to do by May 30th, okay, to complete that journal requirement. So I really want you to closely look at that, start filling out those entries and documenting the activities you've completed. If you fill out a couple and you say, I just don't know if I'm doing this right, send it to me. I'll give you feedback before the 12th.